Hi, and welcome back to the Infinite Woman Universe show. I am your host, Angela Turpin, and I am so excited to have you here for this week's episode of the Infinite Woman Universe show. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful that you're spending your time with me, and I just really appreciate it. And since you're here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and leave comments below. Today's episode, we are going to talk all about self-doubt. Now, I know that if you're here and you're watching this video specifically on how to release self-doubt, you know that the struggle is real. You know that you're constantly second guessing yourself. You know that there's constantly an inner critic. You know that you feel like you don't make the right decisions. And if you do make a decision, you question whether or not it's the right decision. You're always looking at worst case scenario. You never fully trust yourself. You never really have faith in the situation. And essentially, you just kind of set yourself up for failure. It doesn't feel good. It feels uncomfortable. It feels icky and nasty. And really, it just sucks. It just sucks. And I have dealt with this in my life so much. Actually, a lot of the reasons, I own a business, and obviously I help female entrepreneurs, but in my life, I have had several launches, and the reasons why my launches fail, or they have failed in the past, I've had a few very successful ones, but the reason why they fail isn't because of the strategy, isn't because my energy is not there, isn't because I don't have something of value and I can't solve pain points and problems and struggles and all of those things. It's because I doubt myself. It's because I second guess everything that I'm doing. And so I want you to let go of that. And I'm going to give you some tips on how you can let go of that. And then we're going to have journal prompts, of course. And then we're going to have an activation at the end so that you can release self-doubt. Self-doubt kills so many dreams. So many dreams. It's always the doubt. And so let's kind of go into these tips. I don't want to kind of go into them. We're going into them. Okay, tip number one. And as I've said in the previous video, in the video before that, probably in the video before that, if you have not seen any of those videos though, I'm going to link them up there so that you can check out that playlist for the Universe show, because they're so good and they're so juicy, and I know that they're helping you grow and evolve, so make sure you check those out. So the first and foremost, the first thing that you've got to do is you have to let go of your trauma. Your trauma has totally altered your nervous system. It's altered the way that you think. It's altered the way that you feel. And unfortunately, if you are still carrying trauma from any point in time in your life, but especially childhood trauma, you don't feel safe. And if you don't feel safe, then you've got a ton of doubt. That's just all there is to it. It really sucks, but the best part is that you can change that. You absolutely can change that. You're absolutely in control of that. It's just about finding the right person to work with. And if you are really interested in letting go of this doubt and letting go of past stories and just really living in alignment and taking that leap of faith, then reach out to me. I am open to taking one-to-one clients, and if that's something that you're interested in, I invite you to reach out to me. So you want to make sure you heal your trauma. That's number one. Number two, you want to make sure that you're releasing your conditioning. This is actually where your doubt comes from. It comes from your conditioning. The reason why it comes from your conditioning is because all of our lives, all of us, the second we come out the womb, are being conditioned to be on a schedule that is of our parents' schedule, which naturally, right? Our parents have to work. They have to do certain things. We've got to do certain things in school and and feed, and they've got to sleep and eat. It just makes sense that we end up having this conditioning. And really, I don't think, no matter how evolved we become, I don't think that the conditioning is going to go away. So you've got to decide which conditioning you want to carry and which conditioning you're ready to let go of, because you are ultimately conditioned to not trust yourself. That's why you eat on a schedule rather than you're hungry. That's why when you have certain emotions or you feel uncomfortable, but your parents still force you to do something, that is developing this doubt, and the doubt grows bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until almost you're completely paralyzed, until you can't make any decisions, until you cannot trust yourself at all and your relationships and other people around you. And then you feel like you have no one, and then you just kind of rabbit hole into not trusting anybody, but it's ultimately about yourself. So you really want to make sure that you release your conditioning. This is going to be huge. The third thing that you want to do is to develop faith in yourself, okay? Obviously, doubt is the opposite of faith. I don't know if that's like dictionary proof or whatever, but that's what I feel like it is. So if you really struggle with doubt, you want to actually let go of focusing on this. And this is where I actually struggled, okay? Because I doubted myself so much, I was focusing on how much I doubted myself rather than focusing on faith. And when you focus on things that you don't want, they grow and expand and, just become out of control. Whereas if you just kind of cut the line off and you focus on faith, then you slowly but surely let go of the doubt, along with the healing and everything else. And there's huge tips where we can go on, but this is the chunk, right? So you want to develop faith in yourself. Well, how do you actually develop faith in yourself? First and foremost is you must keep promises to yourself. If you make a commitment that you're going to go to the gym tomorrow in the morning, you've got to build that commitment. If you don't, you're not going to trust yourself because you make promises to yourself and don't keep them. Just like if you were in a relationship with your significant other and they promise that they'll never cheat again, and they promise and promise and promise. Well, and then it turns out that that's not actually true. Of course you don't trust them because their words are not matching their actions. You are meant to do the very same thing with yourself so that you can build that faith in yourself. The next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you're practicing gratitude on a regular basis. The more you practice gratitude on a regular basis, the more it expands and the more that it grows and the more that you're able to see how blessed you truly are in your life. And the more you start to realize that you always receive whatever it is that you need and you don't actually need for anything, even though you have needs, and that's for a different day, but I want you to be aware of that. You never really have to struggle for what it is that you need. But if you're not focused on how blessed you are, if you're not focused on how much you really have to be grateful for, you're never going to build any faith in yourself. And the next thing that you want to do to help you build faith in yourself is to ultimately take care of yourself. Self-care, living in alignment, and that's for like another day, but you want to make sure that you are ultimately taking care of yourself, which ultimately means putting your needs first, making sure that you're pouring from a full cup, making sure that you're healing from your trauma, that you're letting go of your conditioning and doing those things. That is actually taking care of yourself. And that's why they all go together. So you want to make sure that you are doing those things so that your faith expands and grows. Okay, so those are the tips on how you can let go of doubt and come into a place of faith, especially if you're wanting to run a business or you're just newly started running a business. This is huge because doubt will come through. It will creep in, and you don't want to not that you don't want to deal with that, but you don't want to deal with it when you've got shit to do, right? Just like you don't want to deal with fear when you have shit to do. And if you also struggle with fear, I will link that above because I did a video on that, I think last week or the week before, but it is there. And so make sure you check that out. Again, if you're looking to invest in yourself and you're completely ready to let go of doubt and fear and release your past stories and live in alignment and take that leap of faith, reach out to me. I can help you and guide you back to yourself and back to your own alignment. All right, now that we've made it this far, let me know that you have by liking and subscribing and commenting. We are going to get into the journal prompts. I'm going to get closer so that I can see them. Make sure you have a handy dandy journal and the tool pen as usual. Make sure you have those. So here are your journal prompts. If you don't have anything to write with, don't worry about it. I'm going to actually leave them in the description below so that you can get to them when you're ready to get to them. So here's number 1. What is doubt preventing you from doing? Remember, the more aware you are, the easier it is to let these things go. Number 2, when you hear this doubt, who does it sound like? This goes back to your conditioning. Your doubt actually sounds like your caregivers or someone that you were very connected with that kind of plays in your head over and over. The clearer this becomes for you, the easier it is for you to integrate this doubt and face it because you start to realize that it's not actually yours. Okay, number 3. If you could unconditionally listen, this means listen without judgment and allow this to be a safe space to speak openly or hold space. Okay, so if you could, let me repeat this, okay? We're getting crazy. Okay, number 3, if you could unconditionally listen and hold space for this doubt, what would it say to you? And again, you're going to allow this part of you to speak fully and openly. It might really suck. They might really have some shitty things to say, and that's completely okay. So those are your journal prompts. We're going to get into this activation. So if you're here, I appreciate you. I know that this is about 12 minutes long, and I truly appreciate you for being here. I have so much gratitude for you, and I just love that you're spending time with me, and I cannot express that enough. I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful for how my community is growing and that you're a part of it, and it's just an extraordinary thing to witness. And if you're here, let me know that you're here. Say activation. Let me know that you love these journal prompts. If there's something specifically you would love the universe show to be about, let me know. Drop them in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, all of the above. You're already here and I love you for it. I'm going to put this away. Okay, and I'm going to get a little bit closer and we are going to get into this activation. This activation is going to be totally about releasing doubt, and I think I'm going to do that because, well, these kind of come on inspiration, but I think I'm going to do that because I think next week we're going to do one specifically about developing trust in yourself, which I feel like is important. We'll see how that goes. Okay, go ahead and get juicy and comfortable. Please, please, please do not listen to these activations while you're driving or operating heavy equipment. Please make sure that you're in a safe, comfortable environment where you can sit back and relax. I want you to be safe. I want you to enjoy this. And the best way to be able to do that, of course, is when you're in a safe and comfortable environment where you won't be interrupted. Okay. Okay, go ahead and close your eyes. Good. Go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Allowing yourself to go into relaxation and peace. Go ahead and take another deep breath in through your nose. And let it out. Allowing your shoulders to drop. Allowing yourself to sink into where you are. And let go of any thoughts or any doubts. You can pick them up later if you desire. But right now it's all about the present moment. It's all about listening to my voice. Go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Feeling completely relaxed, completely at peace. And you're just allowing this floating feeling to take over. And you don't have to force yourself to float. Just allow yourself to be there. You don't have to do anything. And as you allow this floating feeling to take over, you're letting go of all the stress and thoughts and doubts and fears and anxiety and overthinking and second guessing. You're just letting it wash out of your body, completely releasing it. And as you release all of those things, you start to feel lighter. And you're floating like you're on a cloud. And with each doubt you let go of, and each stress, and each thought, and each fear, you know that we're going deeper into the unconscious and subconscious mind, where we create lasting results, where you're completely safe and shifting in your perfect and divine timing. And you're just floating there. And it just feels so good to be here. What you notice is there are still doubts stuck in your body. And they're tingling where your doubts are. No worries though, you're safe. And rather than pretending those doubts aren't there, rather than avoiding them, rather than just doing things anyway, today you are going to see, hear, understand each doubt. You are going to create safety and protection and unconditional love for each doubt that you see. And you just do this one by one. And as you let this go completely, you can feel yourself floating higher, lighter, better. Start to feel like you are in perfect faith. One by one, you're seeing these doubts. And one by one, you're letting them all go now. One by one, you're letting them wash away from your cells, your skin, your blood, your organs, your hair. Letting it all go now. Feels good to hold space for these doubts and let them go now. Feels good to be in perfect faith. Feels good to feel worthy, blessed, and unconditionally loved. Feels good to come into complete acceptance of you. And as you let go of the last doubt, totally and completely, you've been activated into acceptance, activated into worthiness, activated into unconditional love. And these results are lasting. These results are in perfect and divine timing for you. You've been activated into perfect faith. And you carry this into your day, into your week, into your month, into your year. perfect faith. And as that sinks in to every inch of your body, you feel seen, heard, understood, safe, protected, and unconditionally loved. You come back down into the earth. You come back down into your room. You come back down into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes and open your eyes when you're ready. Yeah, that was so good. If you're here, if you've made it all the way through, I love you and appreciate you. I will link some other videos for you to check out if you really dug today's universe show. If you're here, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all of the things. And if you really love this activation, make sure you check out the activation in the description below. You can grab it for just $27 with journal prompts and with a mini class if you decide you want that. So make sure you check that out. I will see you next week, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye.